I make a motion, we come out of executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We're waiting for Councilman Donahue.
Regular meeting, or we?
I guess we can, I was waiting for Brian, but I guess we can do it. Okay. Okay, so welcome to the Town of Orangetown Town Board meeting of July 9th, 2024. And we will have the town clerk take a roll call.
Councilman Paul Valentine.
Here.
Councilman Jerry Batari.
Here.
Councilman Brian Donahue.
He's here, but excused.
Councilman Dan Sullivan.
Here.
Supervisor Teresa Kenny.
Here. And here we have,
Councilman Brian Donahue.
Here.
okay. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so we do have a couple of announcements. One, the Blue Hill Golf Course Centennial Celebration is going to be on Friday, July 19th at the Blue Hill Golf Course, so we're acknowledging its 100th year birthday. There's going to be both a golf outing and music and all the events. So they have a website, www.bluehillcentennial.com, if anybody wants to check out on the details. And I'm proud to say the town of Orangetown has achieved the bronze certification level as part of New York State's Climate Smart Communities program. We are the only town in Rockland County to achieve that status. The village of Nyack, the village of Piermont, and the village of Haverstraw, and the town of Orangetown are local municipalities that achieve that status. And I just want to acknowledge Allison Carden from my office, who worked on this for quite a few years. And I know, and she's gonna, and we had, Eamon worked on it, I guess Jane worked on it, Eric worked on it, I know there was others who worked on it. Oh, Mike, I didn't even see you back there, Mike, Andrew, yeah, thank you very much, because I know it was a lot of work, and so we should all be very proud of the work that you guys did, so thank you. And then, for those of you who've been following the property up in Palisades, that was kind of known as the H&A property, it was the former IBM conference center. It did close today. There are new owners as about 3 o'clock this afternoon. The private developer that we chose through the process that we went through was successful in closing. And now the process is just going to start for, what they're going to do there. One of the nice things about it is they're going to refurbish the hotel and try to bring it back to the state-of-the-art facility. So, we'll see what the future holds, but it was nice to finally see that done after what seems like a very long time. So, congratulations to Reveal on their closing today. And on that, we can go to our workshop of agenda items. So we have, setting the public hearing for this sewer registration. So this is, despite our town attorney's objections, we do approving these licenses every meeting. It's ridiculous. So we're going to pass a local law that basically, provided they submit the documentation that they want, I guess, who Eamon can issue it? Is that what it's going to happen?
Yes, the commissioner will be able to issue it directly.
Yeah. So, we just basically take whatever he says anyway, so it's saving us having to do that. So, good job, Eamon. So there's going to be a local law, so basically we can, and I think we actually have some on tonight too, so anyway. So that's number 3 and number 4. And, no, 5 is no, 5 is different. Yep, 3 and 4. Yeah, 5 is a zone change for property on Western Highway. Do you want to have the applicants come up? Yeah, make a presentation now so the board is.
Yeah. Good evening. My name is Donald Brenner. I represent the owners of the property. On April 15th, I presented a request for this hearing. At that time, I informed the board that the property is composed of 3 lots, which are, if you look at your exhibit number B, it is bordered by Ellsworth Street and Weston Highway. Okay, and it comprises primarily of just bear with me 1 second. Since I believe it's 6.9 acres. It's composed of 3 lots, 14.1, 14.2, and 17.1. It is surrounded, as you can see from the drawing, it is surrounded by R15 zoning. If you look at the larger map, which I gave you, you can see how it was laid out. It's laid out for the homes. There will be no through traffic. There will be 2 homes which will come off Ellsworth Drive, and the residual homes will come off Weston Highway. Each lot meets the conformance of the R15 zoning, and I think it's a nice layout. If anybody has any particular questions about it, I'll be glad to answer them. As I said in the report, there is a need for it in the community. It'll bring a good tax rateable, it'll bring sewers to that immediate area, and it will fit very well in with the community.
So Don, the property just to the south, the properties around Ellsworth Drive, that's R15
That is
also?
R15 zoning. You can see that from your Exhibit B.
How can you see it? I guess there.
We had looked at a layout with a through street, but it was felt that could be a shortcut for people that were coming down Sunset Road, and therefore we kept it private strictly for 2 lots on Ellsworth.
No, no. I don't think I have that, no. No, that's what I was, yeah, that's not on these ones. I mean, and I know I looked at this at one point, but I'm just, okay. Okay, so that's all R15.
Yeah, as I said before, it's 6.95 acres.
Anybody have any questions for? So tonight would basically be accepting the petition and then referring it out to Rockland County Planning and everybody?
Right, town planning board, and setting hearing
Okay. Anybody? Good? Okay, okay, thanks, Don, I think.
Okay, thank you
we're
very
good.
much.
Okay, that's 5, 6, okay. Number 7, we have appointing Barbara Carroll to be one of our newest members of our Orangetown Architecture and Community Appearance Board of Review. Effective August 1st, we have Joe Malillo, who's been one of our very helpful members, is moving out of the town, so he's going to have to step down. So we're going to appoint Barbara, and she's here tonight if anybody wants to, you can wave, there she is. Thanks for offering your service. I know I say this all the time about anybody on these land use boards. It really is a thankless job. So anyone who steps up and volunteers, I give them a lot of credit. So thank you, Barbara. And important, yes, very important, exactly. Okay, number 8, we have the certificate of sewer registrations. That's again for Danny Clapp. We have number 9, accept the memorial bench in memory of Sandra Lee Morales, greatly missed, never forgotten. That's going to be along the rail trail. Then we have retirement of police officer Christine Hurley. And then we have appointing Joseph Clinton. He's been a provisional officer. He's going to become permanent, effective June 28th. Same at number 12, appointing Kenneth Loudon. He's one of our assistant building inspectors. He was provisional, now he's going permanent, effective July 10th. Same at number 13, appoint Thomas Cleary, a code enforcement officer 2. He was provisional, now he's going permanent. We have the town clerk, vouchers, okay. So, without further ado, can I get a motion to open the public comment?
Motion open.
Second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so, we do have it, for those who are not here regularly, we do have a 3-minute, rule, so when I call your name, you could come up and speak, and anyone who didn't sign up can always come up I'll call anybody else, 3 minutes. I just ask that you respect, you'll hear a ding. If you're in the middle of your thoughts, by all means, finish them, but basically, when you're finished, it's time to move on and let somebody else get up and speak. So first, we have, it looks like Janie Tannenbaum. Yeah, if you could just tell us your name, which I said already, but, and where you are from the town.
My name is Janie Tannenbaum, and I've lived for over 45 years on Gessner Avenue in South Nyack, and I'm here to speak about the parking changes on this one small street. There have recently been erected 10 new parking signs. I believe that the 2 no parking signs at the river end of the street are appropriate, and along with the pocket park closing at dusk, meets the needs of the street. It is the additional 8 new 2-hour-only parking signs on both sides of the street that I believe are inappropriate and that put a burden on the homeowners at this end of the block for a supposed problem that we have never complained about. There seems to be an odd selective enforcement on this street outside of the town of Orangetown amended parking code, which I have read. So, no more parking on the street for family parties for our grandchildren, or do we have to have all our party guests park on Clinton between Piermont and the river, or Washington between Piermont and the river, or any of the neighboring other streets where there are no signs about 2-hour parking? Finally, I will say that Rosie O'Donnell lived at the end of this block during the years of her very successful daily TV show. Many people knew that this is where she lived because she gave out candy herself during Halloween. Even during her biggest success, we've never had a problem with either the pocket park or parking on the street. And we do not have a problem now and do not need the 2-hour parking signs. Thank you.
Next, we have Mark Walter.
Hello. My name is Mark Walter. We bought our house on Gessner in 1978, and it's been a really good place to live, and everybody gets along. All of a sudden, like 2 weeks ago or so, this is, like Janie said, there's 8 or 10 new signs that are glaring as you go down the block or up the block, and it's 2-hour parking, which I don't understand. And the other block just north of us on Washington, there's no signs. Same length of block. This block south of us on Clinton, there's no 2-hour parking signs. And I drove from Washington all the way down to Memorial Park, and I saw one 2-hour parking sign. I don't understand what the 2-hour parking limit is for in a totally residential neighborhood, because we don't have a parking problem on our block, you know, and we understand the concerns with the no parking at the end of the block because it's a park. But I don't understand why we have to have a 2-hour parking limit in front of our houses. And then the number of signs, it's inappropriate, you know, but, you know, that's just my opinion, you know, and I've been there a long time, and I like living there, but this is, and it's weird. So I'm sorry, but thank you for letting me speak.
Next, we have Matthew Dubois.
Hello, I'm Matthew Dubois, also a longtime, in fact, 28-year resident of Gessner Avenue, and I'd like to not only echo what some of my neighbors have said so far, but also amplify the fact that we recently experienced a change in the streetscape on our block for the worse. I agree that the signs are unnecessary. They're also an eyesore in general, and in particular, I've now got one smack dab in front of my front yard, where I've never had an issue with anyone parking there, let alone parking there for over 2 hours. Otherwise, I agree with the things that Jane and Mark have said, that if there doesn't appear to be any need, and if there is an issue about trying to curb overnight parking in the wee hours, these seem to miss the mark by prohibiting parking of more than 2 hours for 24 hours a day. Thank you. I just ask that they be removed.
Dr. Mary Ann Evangelist?
My name is Mary Ann Evangelist, and I've been a resident of Gessner Avenue in South Nyack for 48 years. I'm here in response to, obviously, the parking regulations. And we really believe that if the board had been aware of the tremendous negative impact these regulations have daily on our quality of life, they would not have been implemented as they were. Gessner is 1 block long, bounded by Piermont Avenue and the Hudson River. It's a small residential street. It includes the tiny park, and that provides public access to the river since the 1870s. The majority of the residents on the street understand that. We're not in favor of any action that would limit or privatize access to the park. We do not now, nor have we had, at least in my 48 years, a parking problem on Gessner that would merit the severe parking restrictions that are now in place. Residents are respectful of each other's spaces, and we understand each other's needs. The tiny park, it's a staircase and 2 benches, attract many walkers daily. There are also people who come on foot or by car to fish in the river, which is not prohibited by town regulations. There are 2 homes at the foot of the street, one a very recent resident and the other a long-standing one, each with considerable private riverfront access. Reasonable parking prohibition for a distance immediately adjacent to their properties was implemented several years ago. That has now unnecessarily doubled and encroaches on other people's properties. Issues which occur with nighttime after-hours use of the park by small groups of young people are not new, and frequent Orangetown police patrols continue to address it. However, instituting 2-hour parking for the full length of the street all day long has no relevance to this nighttime issue and creates instead a really unfair quality of life issue for the rest of us to have to deal with. There are 15 homes on Gessner Avenue. 2 face Piermont Avenue. All 15 have their driveways on Gessner. 10 of them have lots of different sizes where they could possibly get in more than 2 cars. 1 can park many more cars. However, 5 homes, a full 1/3 of the residents, cannot. 4 have parking for 1 car with a garage that may or may not be usable depending on the age and size of that garage. 1, mine, has a 2-car driveway, no garage, and no possibility of expanding my driveway. Based on these 2-hour parking rules, the vast majority of residents have now been told they would have to tell dinner guests they had to eat quickly or get a ticket. They could no longer host a birthday, a holiday, any gathering lasting more than 2 hours. They couldn't have guests for the whole day. Their contractors can't get their work done. We believe that it was not the board's intention to have such a tremendous negative impact on the quality of life for so many of us, 15 homes. So we're requesting that the prohibition of parking in the immediate area of the park be returned to its former distance, and that the 2-hour parking limits for the remainder of the street be removed. I have a copy for each of you, which also includes something about overnight parking.
Okay.
And we encourage you, if you've never been to Gessner, to come visit us.
We're going to test it and see if I get a ticket. Okay. Yeah. Barbara Carroll?
No, I just wanted to say thank you, and
Oh.
I'm serving on the Architect Review Board. I've been a resident since 1976, and Orangetown is what I call home.
Thank you. Okay, so that's everyone who signed up. Is there anybody here who would like to speak that hasn't? Okay, just, again, if you would mind, just state your name for the record, that would be great.
David Alter. I live at 43 Gesner Avenue. I bought my house in October. I essentially have parking for one car in my driveway, unless we start packing it in like a sardine can. I have been renovating my house for 7 months. All my contractors are in violation of those street signs. We have no ability to get the work done, no ability to have my grandchildren over, my family over, any other reasons that I bought a house at this point. So I would request that these signs just be taken away. It's a problem for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Mike?
Evening Supervisor Kennedy, members of the Town Board, Michael Mandela, resident of Pearl River. On behalf of the Pearl River Park and Activity Committee, a nonprofit organization, I want to thank the board for the approval of, for the use of the police department, highways and that to make our area family safe and family friendly. We had a carnival, the police were visible, it made the area quite safe. People were commented on that it was nice to see an officer walking on foot through the area. The night of the carnival, the closing of the streets by the highway department with the trucks, the officers on patrol, again, made it a very family-friendly environment, a safe area, and I just wanted to thank the board, the chief of police, the head of the highway, superintendent of the highway department, and their members of their departments for the great job they did, and thank the board again. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Mike, and all the committee for all the hard work you guys do. I know you work hard on it, so thank you. Including Stefan Muno. Okay, anybody else who has not had a chance to speak that would like to speak? Okay, seeing no hands, can we get a motion to close?
I make a motion to close public comment.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so to address the Gessner Avenue, well, I welcome your comments. I just wish they came over the last 2 years when we were doing public hearings after public hearings, and I even sent a card out to everybody. This was done in response to some of your neighbors. I mean, none of us sat up here and said, well, it was more than one, maybe 2 or 3, but they came and they portrayed a very different situation.
And they were very vocal. And they
Very
were at
vocal,
every
and they
meeting.
didn't want any parking, which, you know, and so a compromise was made. But I will tell you, when we did the law, I said, you know, once it's in a law, doesn't mean it can't be changed. You know, it has to go through a process. And I have been down there, and again, the neighbors that were very vocal led it to be that there was people hanging out, doing all sorts of things, and it was, you know, whatever, and they wanted no parking. So I certainly understand, you know, 2-hour parking on both sides of the street is problematic, but it's something we're going to have to, maybe you want to talk to your neighbors, and we'll have to revisit it. I mean, you know, I don't, you know.
The way the neighbor came, and what they said was the park was very problematic and ruining their quality of life. That the people going to the park and the parking on the street didn't allow you
Drugs, you
people
name
to
it.
park in front of your own house. So,
It's when you buy a house next to a park and then think you can make the park go away. It's kind of, you know.
Especially when it's the Hudson River.
yes, we agree with you.
To be respectful, the other night, I walked down and I remembered it was sunset and it was 4th of July. And I didn't keep going. I could have seen the fireworks on the bars. But, you know, I mean, we try, but it's a public park.
Yep.
It's tiny.
Well.
Also stipulate that, you know, we've been there 28 years, and the character of the use of the park has not changed in those 28 years.
Or 45, yeah.
Well, I never knew it was there until we started this parking studies, when I started hearing about it. I had no idea the
I
park was
would-
even there, so.
I would suggest that each of you write an email to us so we have a paper trail on the fact that the majority of the neighbors would like
That was
to
in here, we didn't
change,
look at this, so.
because it's no skin off our back, right? We were trying to address, not us, actually, the parking consultant was trying to address the needs of all of South Nyack. And there was a very vocal need that was called out for your street. I hear you, and I agree with you. I'm down on Gesner all the time. I have my company trucks down on Gesner all the time. So I hear what you're saying exactly. Yeah? We gotta work quick, so.
Can I say one thing? Just because somebody comes in and
because they were the only ones that came. They were the only ones that came. We didn't hear your voices. Yeah, right, right. But it is why we actually sent a postcard for this very, again, I understand, but my point is that we only heard one side, so that's my only point.
So that's why I think it's really important that each of you and any of your other neighbors who agree with you to send in an email so that we have a paper trail to say, hey, you're right, there was only one or two against, but there's, 90% of the neighbors want them removed. And then we'll bring it to the traffic advisory committee.
So from what I'm hearing, though, you're okay with the no parking for the certain distance from the,
But
and
they
then you
want
want
it
the...
brought back to the original.
They actually doubled it, so now it goes in front of two other people's houses who didn't want no parking. On the north side, they doubled the no parking from the regular to now, on the south side, it's still only one person's property. On the north side, it now covers 1.5 more people's property. It's not in front of my property. Goes up to Tony.
Just understand, we just can't take the signs down. We pass a local law, so we have to go through the process,
And then change the law.
We kind of put the enforcement in advance at least because it's exposed us to the feeling of harassment.
Yeah, I mean, we will certainly speak to the police department. We can't direct them not to enforce it. I don't know how, again, we had this conversation earlier. I don't know, I don't think they can chalk the tires anymore, so unless they're sitting there for 2 hours, I don't know how they really enforce it, but I don't know. But anyway, we will,
They look like these big silver poles that should be for a volleyball team.
Right.
They're really hideous.
Right.
You
So-
drive around the block, you
Okay.
see these houses from the 1870s, and then you see these there's 8 poles that are just glaring on either side of the street.
So as Paul said, if you email all of us, we can set a public hearing to change the law and go from there?
It's not gonna happen overnight.
And we will let all the people on Gesner know so that everyone, they can come and say theirs and you can come and say yours and we'll do it.
Can we send the email as a group?
Yes, absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
And it goes to the traffic advisory board first.
That's where it should go, the traffic advisory board first. If you send it to the supervisor or to any one of us, we can forward it, or you can send it to the traffic advisory. There is a
No,
committee in
yeah.
town.
You send it to my office, I'll take care of it. Okay, thank you. Okay, on that note, we're going to move on to our agenda items. Okay. They realize how much fun it is now, they want to hang out with us. And I don't know if you heard that we are going to be purchasing the Olson Center property, which is, yes, so that's very exciting. We'll have hopefully we'll be signing a contract very soon, but anyway. Okay, so can I get, agenda item number 3, can I get a motion to set the public hearing regarding a local law approving the certificate of sewer registrations?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 4, declaration of intention of the town board to serve as the lead agency pursuant to SECRA with regard to amending Chapter 30, and it's a type 2 action. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So that, we're saying that for July 23rd. I don't think I said that, but anyway, July 23rd will be the hearing on that law. Number 5, accept a petition for a request for zone change and direct circulation of the proposed local law regarding the property at 676 and 680 Western Highway. Motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 6, setting the public hearing on that proposed zone change for September 24th, 2024 at 7:05 PM.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 7, appoint Barbara Carroll to a member of the Orangetown Architecture and Community Appearance Board of Review effective August 1st, 2024.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Barbara, for stepping up.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you, Barbara.
Number 8, approval of a 2024 certificate of sewer registration to Danny Clapp Landscaping. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
It could be the last one.
It could be the last one we do. God, it feels good. He fought me on it. I'm like, no, do it, I don't care. Number 9, accept a memorial bench along the rail trail in memory of Sandra Lee Morales. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 10, accept with regret the retirement of police officer Christine Hurley, effective June 30th, 2024.
I'll make a motion. Sorry. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 11, appoint Joseph Clinton to the position of police officer permanent, effective June 28th, 2024.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 12, appoint Kenneth Loudon, assistant building inspector, permanent, effective July 10, 2024. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 13, appoint Thomas Cleary to Code Enforcement Officer 2, permanent, effective July 10, 2024. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
We have accept and receive and file documents, the town board meeting minutes from June 11th and June 25th, and we have agreements renewal, SRO agreement with Nyack Schools and Ken's Tree Care for tree removal at Blue Hill and Broadacres. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. Hey, thanks for.
Okay, the audit for tonight's meeting consists of 3 warrants for a total of $1.3 million. Items of interest: number 1, Bobcat of North Jersey, $67,000 for Demi Equipment bonded money. Number 4, Fred Devens Construction, $188,000 for Tier 4 pump station project, also bonded money. Number 14, Rockland County Paramedic Services, $127,000 for July services. Number 16, Slack Chemical, $36,000 for sewer chemicals. Number 17, Tilcon, $39,000 for highway road surfacing materials. Number 18, Troon Golf, $198,000 for the management of the 2 golf courses. And number 19, Vanis Construction, $111,000 for the new town hall. Any questions on the audit?
Question on number 5, the furniture for the building department. Wasn't there, we had money in the bond or something for it? That was in that line.
I'm sorry, say again, Teresa?
The furniture for the building department? I know
Yes.
there was, did we have like a,
Part of the bond for the building?
That is, we're actually going to be taking that out of fund balance in her department.
oh, didn't we have like, okay, she gave it right up, okay. I thought there was a line, I thought $100,000 or something for furniture. For furniture, okay.
Okay.
We'll,
If it's there, if we're running over, then we're going to use the excess
I
revenues
gotcha.
that they've generated
I
to
got it,
pay
okay.
for it.
Okay. Okay, no, I don't have any other questions. So can I get a motion to accept the audit?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, wow, no adjournments in memory, I like that, you don't get those too often. Do we have any executive session items?
Just one, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What is it? Oh, okay, personnel, contracts, okay. So can I get a motion to go into executive session to speak of personnel-related matter, contracts or whatever?
Motion.
Okay, we are coming out, but we will not be voting on anything else, so on that note, can I don't know, did we get a second in the executive session? Okay. Whatever, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, okay, okay.